Hey guys, Strong Studio is finally back again. It's Alex.
And it's me, Noah.
And we're at the new locale, as you can see, very professional.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Still getting the new studio, up to par with what our standards.
Yeah, you know. We have standards?
That's a good question.
Okay.
Maybe our fans do.
Whatever, fuck them.
Hope they're not very high.
Yeah, no. We don't strive for perfection here.
No.
We're here with your PWG 11 DVD review. This show was July, I think. I don't know. It's been a while.
Mm.
Anyway, this show was pretty damn good. With one spectacular main event to cap it all off. We started things off with Tommaso Ciampa versus Romero. Very okay opener. I mean, these two guys were pretty well together. This wasn't really the match. I don't think people really had a high demand for this match to take place.
Yeah, that's a good point. And one of the things with Rocky Romero that I find is that his single stuff is usually pretty good, pretty solid, very watchable, but nothing worth going out of your way to see.
And this is very much like this match. The most notable spot I think was like this thing where was Tommaso jumping out like a horrible sunburn and commentary laughing about it, and him doing a dive to the outside and crushing himself on a chair. Yeah. Yeah, but very okay opener and nothing really to write home about. Then we had ACH versus Cedric Alexander. Very, very good match. Two worked very well together. It was kind of cool to see ACH kind of play a heel almost, cause like, kind of like the cocky, like, oh, I've been here. This guy's just new, blah blah blah. So it worked. Actually did like a crowd surfing spot during this match, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was neat.
Honestly, I think that might be the first time they ever did that in PWG, which is kind of crazy to think.
I don't remember seeing that almost anywhere really.
Yeah. Good match. Just went a little too long, but it had a really good finishing stretch. So, very typical PWG stuff, I think, here.
And this is these guys are they got natural chemistry. I think I'd like to see them in other promotions. And
yeah, these
guys definitely, you know what you're going to get when you watch it, but I think they're capable of a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Then we had the Best Friends taking on Michael Elgin and Johnny Gargano, known as the Unstoppable Shebangs. Horrible name.
Yeah, that's pretty ugly.
Or Unstoppable Effing Shebangs. Gotta have that effing in there.
Yeah.
This was a good match. Really typical, Best Friends stuff. Like they played a little bit for comedy, which is fun, and it was just, very fun tag team match. Some crazy spots, including the finish where Trent did a top rope dude buster to Gargano, which looked like it fucking killed him.
Yeah, that was nasty looking.
Yeah, but it was a good one. I like that PWG's kind of keep it the Best Friends as like a very top tier tag team. I mean, they've had a lot of success, and hopefully Trent gets better so they can keep that success rolling.
I know. It's weird because when he first came in, I was very, I don't know, WWE reject guy. I don't know about this, and now I can't wait to see them. Best Friends is a highlight of PWG shows.
Yeah, they're great, and I mean it's nice to see Chuck Taylor being taken in a very serious role, or more competitive role.
And Chuck Taylor, he's kind of assumed the role of what Steen left. Not the same, but he brings the comedy, and he's great on commentary, and I just love watching Chucky T.
Yeah. Speaking of Kevin Steen, we had Kevin Steen's last PWG match take place next against Trevor Lee. This was basically just Kevin Steen got his shit in, and Trevor Lee looked like a fucking monster taking all the beating that Kevin Steen gave him.
He did beat his ass pretty good.
He whooped the shit out of him. Trevor Lee got some cool spots. I mean, Trevor Lee do some crazy dives and shit, and that flipping body slam he does, which I don't know how the fuck that is possible. I've seen him hit that several times. Just every time I was like, that doesn't seem physically possible.
Yeah, it just looks so good. It's such a great little spot he's got there.
Yeah, a very good match. I mean, Trevor Lee kicking out of the package power driver, huge. Like, wait, what? Like nobody does that.
Yeah.
And then like getting the roll, which the fans really didn't like, but I think it was the right decision because Kevin Steen leaving, put over the next guy, and so.
Yeah, I agree with the booking as far as putting somebody over, especially a guy that is clearly a guy that they're going to want to focus.
Oh, absolutely.
But as a finish to a match, it was a little flat.
Yeah, I would prefer it more if Trevor Lee had gotten more spots in. He got like one or two big moments in, but like I would have preferred it like kind of like the idea like Kevin Steen throwing everything at it, and this kid's still fighting, but like he's able to make some spots come his own. It felt very one sided.
Yeah, it did. Which usually in Steen matches doesn't bother me because Steen's so entertaining.
Right.
But I think, like you're saying, as a match, standalone match, it would have been nice to be a little more back and forth.
Right. And then we came back from intermission with probably the worst match of the night, which was Frankie Kazarian taking on Brian Kendrick. Kind of cool to have a flashback to, you know, the old days of PWG with these two guys were involved, but boy, these guys were very, like, I'm honestly thinking it probably was Kendrick more, but like these guys were sloppy and botchy and just not a very good match. They pulled off some stuff together, but like, man, these guys just did not click in the ring.
No. Since Kazarian's return to the Indies, I felt that he's kind of sloppy. He's just not a great singles guy.
No,
even in tag matches, like what's that? The flux capacitor. That thing's dangerous.
He needs to stop that.
Yeah, he really needs to stop doing that. But so I wasn't expecting much, and I haven't expected much from his stuff. Put him in there with Kendrick, who's a guy that it basically is the same.
Yeah.
When he came back, he was very disappointing and sloppy, and it was kind of what I expected. But it's still disappointing.
It was good in a way, but it's just like, you know, it's like, man, you know, there's a lot better these guys could be doing. Like, if it was a tag team match with Bad Influence and London and Kendrick, probably would enjoy it a lot more.
Oh, yeah. You would have got a lot more buys, too.
Yeah. Then we had a number one contenders match with Adam Cole taking on Roderick Strong. Very, very good match. I mean, these two guys worked very well together. Nice back and forth, good counters. I mean, at one point, Adam Cole countered called the End of Heartache, which is a terrible name. The suplex backbreaker that Roddy does.
I hate that name.
The Orange Crush or whatever, I think. And like Adam Cole landed his feet, locked in a figure four, just crazy stuff. Really good, just back and forth. I mean, these guys work very, very well together. I think they have some natural chemistry. And I like that both of them kind of have the same style. Like, both can be strikers, but a lot of times they're both technical wrestlers too. So very fun match, and Roddy getting a big win here, and looking like PWG's gonna be pushing him for a little while.
I like what they've been doing with Roddy. You know, he's a guy that's been around for so long, but they still have managed to make this push of his seem pretty fresh.
Yeah.
You know, he's not wrestling anybody he hasn't wrestled before for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just like watching Roddy in this showcase because it's almost like he can be himself. Like, just go out there, be yourself, and beat the ever-loving shit out of people.
Which is always what he does good.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had the semi-main match, Kyle O'Reilly taking on Chris Hero. Boy, this match was way too fucking long.
Way too long.
This was a 30-minute match.
Had no reason to be that long.
No, this was a 30-minute match with 15 minutes worth of work, I think.
And it was the semi-main event.
Yeah.
There's no reason to be that long.
No, it was way too slow paced. You know, a lot of a lot of the same shit, like a lot of strike exchanges and counters and submissions, and it was all good work. It's just, you know, by the end of the match, where the crowd was damn near out of it, and like they didn't fucking care, you know.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it built on itself enough. Like, you kept getting more excited as it went on. It was, like you said, there was times where it was just the same, not the same moves over and over, but it never clicked to that next gear, so they just stayed. They
would do a crazy strike exchange and then go right back to holds and counter, you know, and like submission shit. And it's just like, okay. And then they do another crazy stuff, all right. And then they go slow back down. It's just like, it kept going up and down and up and down. And just weird pacing.
And it felt a little bit like Kyle had to do a little bit of carrying here. I know that Hero's not in his best shape.
Yeah.
And it's starting to show. But by no means is this a terrible match.
No, it wasn't a bad match. It just wasn't up to par with when they announced this match. I thought, oh, for sure, this is gonna be a good match. But it just I think in a weird way, like it was almost like Hero like going like, hey, I want to go out there and prove to people I can still go despite my bad look.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, yeah, you can still go, but we don't want to see you go for 30 minutes. Nobody wanted to see that.
No.
And it was decent at best. You know, it was good. It just wasn't. I've seen Kyle O'Reilly have much better matches. I mean, I haven't seen Chris Hero have better matches.
Yeah, and it didn't feel like a world title match.
It didn't feel like it was that important. Then we had the main event, which was the Young Bucks taking on Joey Ryan and Candice LeRae, the world's cutest tag team, and for the PWG tag team titles, and it was a Guerilla Warfare match. Holy shit!
Disclaimer here:
if you're violence.
Yes, if you are squeamish at all when at the sight of blood, you're not going to want to see this.
Yeah. This basically was like they had been building this matchup for so long, and it was a great build. And so this match started off fucking hot and heavy, and it did not let up. These two teams beat the living shit out of each other. Candice LeRae earned her stripes as the toughest son of a woman in wrestling.
Daughter of a bitch.
Daughter of a bitch, and she is a tough bitch. Okay, Joey Ryan proved that he can still go and still do crazy, dangerous shit. You know, Bucks are still the greatest fucking tag team in the goddamn world. This was insane, and they did shit I never thought they would ever do, like a double tandem tombstone pile driver to the outside, a shoe covered in thumbtacks.
That is a terrifying spot. You know how much you'd have to trust a person to kick you with that shoe.
Even Kevin Steen at comments was like, "Oh no," just oh my god, man, this was brutal. And it was a great finish, and with Candice like pinning the Bucks, that was awesome, and just phenomenal match. But it was a great like feud ending match. I mean, this felt like the end of a big feud. It felt like, you know, like Candice finally getting the win, finally getting her revenge after these guys who had been beating the shit out of her for so long. It was awesome.
It felt really good for Candice, you know, because I remember when she faced Cole for the title, she's super over, you know, and that was going to be her like crowning moment. And this, to me, was just as good. You're facing the best tag team in the world. The tag belts are right up there with their heavyweight belt.
Absolutely.
So this, if she wasn't solidified before, this did it.
Yeah.
Because one, it proved that she can hang on their level.
Absolutely.
Two, it proved that she's hardcore as shit to take some of those moves.
Absolutely.
So
I would go so far as to say that Candice LeRae is probably one of the most famous PWG alumni at this point. I mean, like, she's rather like Dragon, Steen, the Bucks, you know, Joey Ryan, and like Candice LeRae, I mean, like, she's probably like,
especially for the PWG audience, they view her in that light.
I agree, yeah, like she's looked at as Pond as like as a fucking star,
almost like an original. Obviously, she's not an original, but
she's been there for a very long time.
She has, but it's that feel. She's a hometown. She's PWG.
Like that, like it's kind of like when she comes out, like that, like the PWG project, like that's our girl. That's the girl we've seen grow up and like become this fucking badass. You know, we love her. So, and I love Candice LeRae. I wish she got booked more often in other places. I do know she got booked recently in Shimmer, but like, man, she is just so fucking good in so many different levels.
And I mentioned this to you with Gargano and her being possibly an item.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see her travel with him. Maybe we'll see her on Evolve, Dragon Gate. So we might be seeing more of her, but that's complete speculation.
Yeah. Whatever. We love Candice.
Yes.
All right. Phenomenal main event, though. I mean, really, really great. Then the end of the show comes with the Bucks and Adam Cole super kicking Kevin Steen out of Mount Rushmore.
I loved it because they were like, everybody knew, like, they were like, I'm sorry, Kevin. Even Steen knew.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's coming.
it was cool. It was a good way, like, of like, you know, like giving the Bucks and Cole their heat back, and at the same time, you know, kicking Kevin Steen out of the group, you know, and kind of sending him out as a face. So it was a very fun show. I'd kind of give it like an 8 out of 10. It was a good show. I mean, every PWG show is fun, and I think especially one that has such a great feud-ending match like this, is really one you need to go out of your way to see, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that because their storylines are so few and far between, that when you get a payoff like this in PWG, they usually deliver.
Oh,
they
absolutely.
Really
I
know
agree.
How to do
I agree.
And so when they do deliver those payoffs, it's worth going out of your way to see. And you might as well watch the whole show, because there's nothing in there that you're going to say, that was awful.
Yeah.
You know, there was stuff on there that was a little disappointing, maybe not up to your, you know, standards.
But there's always a little bit of something to enjoy in every PWG match, I think.
Yeah, and if the match is terrible, the commentary is usually awesome.
Absolutely.
So,
especially with Kevin Steen doing his last commentary, and it's Kevin Steen's last PWG show. I mean, this is like history.
Yeah, go see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for joining us, guys. Take care. Bye.